So I've been gone for a pretty long time, and just had a couple things together. I moved, so I'm in Atlanta now, but that's not really what this video is gonna be talking about. Put on a little bit of a look today, but that's not what it's talking about either. So today we're going to be talking about Brazilian butt lifts. So some of you may know, and a lot of you probably don't. I'm going to the DR and get a Brazilian butt lift surgery. So if any of you don't know what that is, Brazilian butt lift is when they liposuction fat from other places in your body, specifically like your stomach, your abdomen area, flanks, your arms, sometimes even your chin, But they basically liposuction places around your body, and they then harvest that fat and then take that and put it inside of your butt. Okay, and make sure in your butt, your hips, sometimes your thighs. Sometimes you can get it put inside your boobs, depending on where you go. Not always a good idea. But yeah, BBL is when they take fat out of other places and they put it into someone else. It's a surgical procedure. It is one of the most dangerous, if not the most dangerous, cosmetic procedure. So don't take that lightly. This is a big risk. If you're deciding or thinking about going and getting a BBL, just think about that too. So why I want a BBL? I want a BBL because I lost about 70 pounds, and I had a vision for what I wanted my body to look like after I've lost all this weight. We always have visions of what we want to look like or what we think we're going to look like, and then when we get down to it, and the reality of it is you cannot make your body contour in a way that your body is not normally contoured. You know what I'm saying? So like your silhouette and your contouring is how you're contoured. You can't grow a silhouette, if that makes sense. Like if you don't have hips, you can't like go to the gym and get hips. That's just not, if your body doesn't distribute weight that way, then your body just doesn't distribute weight and muscle mass that way. Everybody's frame and shape, like as far as where they carry their weight and how they carry their weight, is completely different. So like nobody is the same in that sense. So my problem is I have like these hip dips that I do not like per se, and like I don't really like them like that, these hip dips, and so I want to get those filled out, and then I also want more projection in my butt and a smaller waist. So let's talk about how I found my surgeon. My surgeon is Dr. Augustina Hilario Duran. Doctora Duran, okay? So she is in the Dominican Republic. I found her on Instagram. I was looking at Instagram and I was looking at BBL surgeons, and I was looking at a lot of places. I was looking at a place in Atlanta. Her name is Dr. Lisa the Body Snatcher. I was looking at her and she quoted me like $10K for just the BBL. And I was like, that doesn't even sound right, because this is when I first started researching. I'm like, that doesn't sound correct. That doesn't really make too much sense. $10K for just for them to take that out of one place and put it into another. That don't make sense. So I did more researching, I followed some surgery groups, and I started thinking about, I knew people went to the DR for surgery sometimes, but I didn't know like any more about that. Like I didn't know like who they went to or like anything like that, or if it was safe or what. I didn't know. So I just was like, okay, I'm gonna just start following a whole bunch of surgeons, whether they're in Miami, DR, wherever. I'm just gonna find surgeons and I'm gonna follow them. And Duran really stuck out to me, like immediately. Like she stuck out to me immediately because of the simple fact that she was so personable. Like she posted pictures of herself on there all the time, pictures of her kids and or her grandkids or whoever they are, kids, family. She posted pictures of her family. I felt more comfortable. Like, I just felt comfortable. So I went deeper and started looking deeper into it, and her results were like banging, like out of this world. Mind you, Dr. Lisa the Body Snatcher, her results were like mediocre. Like, it was like bare minimum. Like, it wasn't nothing like extra. It wasn't nothing vixen-y. It was nothing like that. It was just like you look regular, like you didn't really get no work done. And at the time, I was thinking that that's kind of what I wanted. Like, I didn't want to look like I got any work done, because I was a little bit insecure about the whole fact of actually getting one. So I was like, I don't want nobody to know I got it. Oh my god. But then as time goes on, and as I'm looking more into it, and as I'm looking at Duran's results, she's amazing. I would recommend her to anybody, as long as you're within her BMI range limit, I believe. So I found her on Instagram. I found Duran on Instagram. I followed her. I kept tabs on everything. Like, I was on every post. I followed her and a lot of other doctors. Then I decided to delve deeper into finding information so I can finally find a way to get a quote from her, because it's so hard to get a quote from Duran. If you're within the surgery community, and you know it's hard, if not impossible, to get a quote from Duran. So I decided I want to get a quote from her. So I went on Real Self. I started looking at some stuff on Real Self. Real Self is very informative, if, for any type of cosmetic surgery procedures, or plastic surgery procedures, whatever you want to call it. Real Self is really, really informational, because people can put their real opinions or about the doctor on there, and I'm not sure if the doctor can remove it or not. I've heard mixed opinions on that. Some people say the doctor can remove it, and then some people say the doctor can't. So I mean, it all depends. I went on there searching, and then I found the surgery room on Instagram, and Surgery Gang 411 Maine, and then Surgeon Made Curves, and a whole bunch of other surgery Instagrams. I started following them, and I was trying to find anybody who went to Duran, and for some reason I couldn't find anybody there, like on those pages, that went to Duran. Like, it was like I found a few people, but it wasn't enough for me. Like, I wanted to see anybody who actually got results from her. So somebody, I believe it was Surgery Room. I might be wrong. Told me to follow the groups on Facebook and add the Facebook groups. At the time, I wasn't on Facebook. I was like, Facebook, like, who gets on Facebook? But that was the best decision that I ever did, getting on Facebook and getting in those groups, because you get to see the real nitty gritty stuff. People really posting things that they would not post on Instagram, or that they would not show anybody anywhere else, because it's in a private surgery Facebook group, so they feel a lot more comfortable. So people are a lot more personable in there and showing their results and things like that. And it's not just you looking at an Instagram model and you can't even really see what's really going on in her recovery, because everybody's recovery is peaches and cream. It's, a lot of people go through different things. Even if they make it seem like it's glamorous and peaches and cream, they be going through shit. So, and I need to know more information about the BBL surgery, about recovery, about everything. So after I got on Facebook groups, I then started looking stuff up on YouTube about Dr. Duran, seeing if I could find a doll who had a journey with her. And I came across someone, I think her name was Rachel Marie, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm correct. And she had a journey, she documented her whole entire journey with Duran. It was awesome. And that pretty much sealed the deal for me, because of the simple fact that people are going to her. I found the Facebook groups. People are loving the results in the Facebook groups. It's just everywhere. It's just love, 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 positivity, energy. Yes. So I was like, yeah, I want to go with her. And I started looking up how to contact her. I looked it up online. I looked it up everywhere. I emailed her twice on her email on Instagram. Didn't get a response. And then Rachel Marie had a video about how to contact her and how her coordinators that she used. And she had a coordinator on there named Jules. Now, I'm going to put her information right here. Jules is amazing. Y'all, She got me my quote within like the first, like, I guess like the first day, if that. Really, it was really the same day, but it was a couple hours later. I had contacted her late at night, so I got my quote like ASAP. Like, she gave me a wonderful, you know, good quote. Like, they say she gives the best quotes, you know. You know, the doctor's quote is the doctor's quote, you know, but you know, they have their favorites as far as the coordinators, and apparently Jules is one of Duran's favorites. So it would be nice to come in there with one of her favorite coordinators coming in there getting surgery. So I got in contact with Jules. I sent in my pre-op pics. My pre-op, when I sent in my pre-op pics, I was 149 pounds and I was 5'7", with a BMI of about, I think that's about 23 or 24 ish. So my BMI was pretty low, and my fat, like, I carry fat in my midsection the most, but that was my issue. My issue is I want to be snatched, but I want a fat ass, you know? I want no waist, fat ass. So it's like, if I got only lipo, I'm thinking like if I got only lipo, that I wouldn't be as snatched as with like a mini tummy tuck, because all of my weight that I carry is in my midsection. So, but we'll get into that later. My quote, I was quoted for pesky lash. I was quoted $4,300 for a lipo 360 and a BBL plus a liposculpture, I believe. And that's only the procedure. That does not include the labs and things, which come up to about like a extra $1,300 or something like that. The labs, and then you got to think about recovery house, well, which I'm not staying at a recovery house because I'm going with 2 of my friends, and then we're going with 3 adults as well. So we're not staying at a recovery house, it's too many people. We're staying in an Airbnb with a private nurse and a driver. Duran doesn't usually let people do that, but since we're so many people, it just would make more sense. Like, it just doesn't make sense to be inside of a recovery house, and we have 3 extra people who aren't getting surgery, and they're taking up room for other dolls that could be there resting, getting surgery. It just doesn't make sense. So we just decided it would be in our best interest to do a Airbnb with a private nurse and a driver, and it seems like it's going along good. When I pick the Airbnb and everything, I will go ahead, and the private nurse, I will go ahead and make a video about that. We haven't quite decided on who we're gonna go with yet, but we're still thinking about it. So altogether, I plan on spending about $7,000 in the DR. Now that is with included, I want to get something called the fox eye lift, where you like pull your eyes like that. I want to get that, and it's like $500 with Dr. Abel Mendoza. So that I also want veneers, but the veneers, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do those. We're gonna think about it. We're gonna sit on it because it's a lot of bread we're covering up. You know, this is some bread, y'all. Some bread. So we skeptical on the veneers. We think about it, but altogether it's about $7,000 in the DR and I've also included me purchasing another garment there from Madeline Fashion. If anybody of you have heard of them, they're a Faja garment place in the DR. So yeah, that's the plan right there. I'm gonna bring about 2,000 to 3,000 extras, so bring about 10,000, but only plan on spending about 7,000. So we want to see how that works out. Hopefully that's how it is, you know. I don't want to go over that limit, but things happen. So how I'm preparing for surgery. So leading up to surgery, I am stopping all marijuana use. Stopping smoking weed. Gotta stop. That's number 1. Number 2, I am taking iron and vitamin C and zinc and a couple other vitamins. I'm about to start doing the beet juice. I'm ordering a hemo checker today, a portable one for home, so I can monitor my hemo at home and get labs for my primary care physician in between. So that's how I'm going to monitor my hemo, because in order to have surgery, your hemo has to be at least like a 13, around that range. 13, that's a safe range. 14, not too high though. Like 15, 16 is a little too high. Your blood might clot. Okay, so that's that. But that's how I'm prepared for surgery right now. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you all how I'm looking right now. I was 149 when I sent in my pre-op pics for Duran for approval. I decided to gain some weight. I'm now 163 and I'm going to maintain this weight. And my BMI is about a 25, 26 right now. They say that you get the best results with a 25, 26 or 27 type of BMI to a 32. Like around that range, you'll get like the best results because you have the most fat to transfer. So I wanted to make sure I had enough. So yeah, I gained weight, so I'm a little bloated right now, but you know, okay. This right here is not really that fatty. I'm very, like, as you can see, hip dips, side, roly rollies, and no booty. My poor booty. Yeah, she's about to like hook this up. She's about to take all of this and put it on right here, right here. So yeah, that is pretty much all I think today. That's all I'm gonna cover today. I hope I've answered a lot of your questions if you have any about BBLs. And I'm gonna put my surgery Instagram in the description as well as my personal Instagram. So you can follow me on my personal or you can follow me on my surgery Instagram. And I'm gonna be updating my journey like daily, you know, different thoughts, different feelings, different facts that I'm finding out daily on there. And yeah, y'all can go ahead and just give me a follow and I'll follow you back. And if you have any questions, you can always DM me or comment under this video. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So, bye lovely people, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. And stay tuned for my next video. Bye.